Some 22 minutes after 9, you're still watching the AM show. Joy News in partnership with EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and the planned city extension project from Cities and Habitats will make home ownership easy. This year's fair is under the theme Home Ownership, Where You Live Matters. At the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair, we got you covered with all your needs from mortgages, personal loans, consumer financing, land acquisition, security, and many more. Just over the weekend, we had our first clinic at the Achimota Retail Center, and it was really exciting. There were exciting activities, including giveaways and many more. The next fair will happen at the West Hills Mall, and we'll be bringing you a lot more on that here on the Joy News channel. But it's not time to have that conversation with the Ghana Water Company Limited on the amnesty they're giving customers who owe them. We've got Director of Communications at the company, Stanley Martey, joining us via Zoom. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
Great. So this amnesty you talk about, when people hear the word amnesty, I mean, they quickly equate it to pardon, like what we have with the president granting prisoners amnesty. But yours does not take that form entirely. What you're doing is to give customers a grace period. They have to settle their bills, after which the law comes after them. Tell us more about this decision by the company.
Yes, it's a pardon. It's a pardon too. So what we mean here is that although people are owing us and we need the money to enable us perform the way Ghanaians expect us, we are still pardoning them for now, so that they put themselves together so that by the end of August 2022, they should be able to settle all arrears owed the Ghana Water Company Limited. So that is why we have chosen the word amnesty. Now, we have realized that in the last, or during since the beginning of the year, the trend for payment is gradually worse than before, and more people are also not paying their bills in full, and it's having a toll on operations. So then we have done everything possible to enable us enable customers pay their bills. But what we have realized is that the situation keeps worsening, and we keep piling up arrears. Now, I think we've gotten to the point where we have added enough mercies. So now we need to go all out and to collect our monies. And that is why we have given this grace period, or this pardon, to customers who are owing us, that you have up to the end of August to settle our arrears, or else you're going to face sanctions. And one of the sanctions will be for us to publish your names in the newspapers, and then have you prosecuted at the law courts as well. And as for the disconnection, is the normal thing. So we will disconnect and then put in other efforts to enable us to retrieve our monies. We don't expect that our customers will still be recalcitrant to make us go to the extent of prosecuting them at the law courts, or the extent of publishing their names in the press for owing the company. So our prayer is that everybody shall do what is expected of him or her, or expected of a customer, so that you settle your bills. Right. The sad aspect is that our water is postpaid, so you consume the water you are billed to pay. So if you do not pay your bills on time, it affects our operations. It is the little money that we collect from our customers that we use in buying or in procuring our chemicals and other equipment and all logistics needed for the production of water. So if you refuse to pay after you have consumed, then your actions affect us negatively. And we've gotten to a point where we don't have to allow that. We will expect our customers to settle their bills before the end of August or face the law.
Mr. Martey, so I just need a bit of help when you say those who owe. So there are some people, say for example, at the end of the month, they're supposed to pay 400 cedis, but they're able to settle 200 out of that. And there's a rollover to the next month. And consistently they've been doing that. Are they included in this category of persons who are considered to be owing the company, even though they've partially made payments?
Everybody owing the company is involved. If you still have some challenges, we have given a window of opportunity for you to explore that. So go to the district office and then talk to them, and then they can give a payment plan till the end of August.
Okay.
Now, if you're a recalcitrant customer, such that for months and months you still refuse to pay your bill, I'm sure you handle differently compared to somebody who pays maybe who does part payment and so if you're able to show beyond any reasonable doubt that you will be able to settle your bill, I'm sure it will be treated differently. So I entreat everybody, if you have challenges, visit our district office, and then your situation will be handled. But if you do not do that at all, then you're expected to pay your bills in full, or you face the law. Bernice.
Right. So they have until the end of August to settle their debts.
From now that I'm speaking with you, they have that amnesty. So it is to enable them put themselves together before and to settle their bills before the month of August comes to an end.
Right. Mr. Martey, once we have you here, let me find out from you. This is supposed to help the company. I remember the last time we had a conversation on the tariffs. You painted a really bad picture to us in terms of what you earn or what you're able to receive as payments against your general production cost. The tariff adjustment was supposed to help you deal with that. Is it a situation here that because we still haven't heard from PURC and the announcement on the tariffs have not been made yet, that is why you're taking this step? Is that the case?
I don't think that is the case, because when we even presented our tariff proposal, we have told the general public that customers were not paying their bills the way they should, and it was affecting us. Okay, so we have said this, and we have been doing everything possible to collect our arrears. Not this time alone. You will know that we have been sending announcements. We have been going out to disconnect people, our customers who default and all that. But we've gotten to a point where the arrears keep piling up. It is affecting our operations, so we need to take more drastic measures. Okay, so I don't remember the last time we published names of institutions or names of individual customers in the newspapers. It's been quite a while, but we will have to go down that lane again because of the challenges that we are facing. It's becoming enormous, and it's seriously affecting our operations. You know, the sad aspect is that although our water is postpaid and we expect people to make do with their payments, people refuse to pay and still expect good services from the GWCL. Now, if you don't pay the water after we have consumed, how are we going to get money to invest to give you good water in future? Okay, and the future that I'm talking about is tomorrow and after. Okay, so that if we are unable to buy chemicals now to treat the water, how are we going to produce water tomorrow? How are we going to produce water in the coming week? Okay, so people expect these services from us, but these same people who are in our product. I think it's an irony, and we all need to desist from such attitudes. Let's pay our bills the way we should, and then we can't reprimand the institutions when we do not perform. But you can't reprimand them when you owe them and when you are supposed to give them what they expect from you to enable them perform. Bernice.
Right. So, Mr. Martey, are you able to give us an indication on whether or not you have the PULC has finalized its works with regards to your request?
We have done enough consultations expected of us. We are still in the process of consulting because we are still talking to the general public about reasons why we should pay a little more. We are still fulfilling what the law expects of us when it comes to tariff proposals and tariff presentations. The rest is for the PULC to do what is expected of them and then to announce the tariff. I think the more they delay, the more they create challenges for the utilities. So we encourage all of us, including the PLC, that we should do the needful as early as practicable so that the utilities can function effectively.
Talking about effective functioning, Mr. Martey, there are issues of burst pipes, and I haven't had water flowing for about a week now. I pay my bills, so there's a problem in the company's reaction time to issues like this, and even announcements on disruption of water supply and all that. I know in times past we've had this conversation about how paying the right amount for the service we receive will help the company deliver quality service and quality water. So just help us understand how this will also work in terms of your interaction with the public, the interface. If there's no water flowing, why don't people know on time? You know, people pay their bills. You should have their numbers. You should be able to send them messages so people plan. I mean, what are you doing in respect of that?
Yeah, Bernice, thanks for the questions. And when we presented our tariff proposal, we told the entire nation the improvements that we have in the system, and everybody attested to it. So our response time, we all know, has improved. But there are still challenges in the system because, for instance, our address system is not good. And so sometimes people inform us and not give us the right address system. So it takes a bit of time for us to arrive at the location and to have it repaired. And sometimes some of the challenges, like, for instance, old pipelines and then, let's say, old valves and all that. In recent times, just let me give you an example of this weekend. There was a there was water gushing out of one of our pipelines around Okongo, Shashi area, and enabled us repair. So whilst we are shutting down valves, we realized that one of the valves got faulty. Okay, so it means that isolating or stopping the water from flowing to enable us to repair also became a challenge. So it took a bit of time. So these are some of the challenges that we face. So it's not like we do not respond on time. Okay, we may respond on time, but then repairs may take a bit of time due to the challenges that we face. Okay, so our operations are quite different, and we expect the general public to appreciate that, and then to support us, report and give us accurate locations so that we can attend to these challenges on time to save all of us. We accept that the system, we can't have a perfect system, but we are doing our best so that we can minimize everything, including our response time. And our response time, as PLC and everybody will attest, is better compared to previous times. Thank you.
Finally, Mr. Martey, there have been a couple of interventions. One of them is this one, trying to shore up revenue for the company. Some time ago, I saw some water on the market, bottled water produced by the Ghana Water Company Limited. I haven't seen the product recently on the market. What updates are you able to give us on that? Finally.
So our G water is on the market. Demand for the G water has been very high. So we have been working on expanding our treatment plant. And so it's on the market, but demand is quite high, so it may not be too visible. But in the near future, I'm sure we're going to have some visibility because we have expanded our treatment plant. This is also to augment what we have in the system and also to have packaged water so that at least we can use it. The packaged water is more hygienic, especially when you're in traffic, when you have to be at meetings and all that. But the G water is comparable to our tap water. So we also encourage people to drink the tap water, except you handle it and you have to handle it hygienically. Okay, so the water is on the market and we are going to see more visibility in the very near future. Bernice.
Grateful for your time this morning. Stanley Martey is Communications Director at the Ghana Water Company Limited.
Thank you for having me as well, Bernice.
Great.
Have a good.
You too, sir. He's been sharing with us the decision by the company to grant amnesty to customers who owe it for 2 months or more. So here's the deal. This is not your regular amnesty, where somebody is taken out of prison altogether. This time round, you're just giving a grace period within which you have to settle your debt. Failure to do so means you're going to face the full rigors of the law. Your name is going to be published in the papers. And for those who have illegal connections, the Ghana Water Company Limited is advising that you report yourself so you get regularized. So that's just by way of information for you this morning. But we've still got our eyes on the big one, which has to do with the media budget review. Now, the attention of World Vision has been drawn to a live television broadcast by a group of people operating under the names World Vision Fan Club and World Vision Foundation on Energy TV and ABT satellite television stations since June 28, 2022. A review of the video recordings of the programs indicates that these groups are using the logo and some images of World Vision with a view to getting interested people to register with various amounts of money in return for corresponding financial support. Now, World Vision is concerned that its logo and images are being used by the so-called World Vision Fan Club and World Vision Foundation to collect money from the unsuspecting public. World Vision therefore disassociates itself from the so-called World Vision Fan Club and World Vision Foundation and their operations and wishes to caution the general public as such. We call on the members of the World Vision Fan Club and World Vision Foundation to desist from using the logo, images, and any other material for their activities forthwith. World Vision is a Christian relief development and advocacy organization dedicated to working with children, families, and communities to overcome poverty and injustice. World Vision has been working in all regions of Ghana for the past 42 years. For more information on World Vision Ghana, visit www.worldvision.com. Now, Benjamin will be joining me shortly as we take your comments on the big one. We'll open the phone line shortly. What are your expectations when the Finance Minister appears in Parliament to deliver the media budget review? Do stay.